Who is the man marked by flames? Does this power come from a devil fruit? Did this man make the whirlpools we've already seen in the story so far? Like the Turaya current? Like, sub, and let's get into it. Welcome back to another one. Today I have some very interesting information to share with y'all regarding the man marked by flames and potentially one of the most hype abilities in the One Piece world. Something that might help us in this quest to find the mysterious man with the burn scar are details we've got in the latest chapter, 1081. Recently, we discovered the man marked by flames most likely holds the last Rode Poneglyph. As Blackbeard said, he heard a rumour about it. So he either holds it or knows where it is. And we got to remember that it was the one at Fishman Island that got moved afterwards. So the fact that this character holds the last key to the One Piece implies that he's for sure an important figure. Then we have the panel where Akiji speculates that he could be the man himself, and with Vasco's reply we can understand that this Whirpool dude has had the burn scar nickname for quite a long time. Could this guy be from an older generation? Was he a part of some of the big incidents involving flames like Ohara? Maybe he was a survivor from Fisher Tiger's feet. There was a lot of flames there. But let's get into the real juice. In this panel, Lafitte gives us new information about this man. He sails on a ship with pitch black sails, and anyone who gets near him gets swallowed by a whirlpool. This, my friends, might be insanely spicy. First of all, we have seen a lot of whirlpools in One Piece, but the one that I want to bring to your attention is this one. We should all be familiar with the very first image that we see in the anime after the sun. A giant whirlpool. And even in the manga, that's the first two panels, at the beginning of Luffy's journey. But don't you find it strange that such a giant whirlpool appears in the East Blue, the calmest of seas? Even Luffy is surprised at how, on such a nice day, there's a whirlpool. Luffy didn't see anyone, but perhaps the man with the burn scar was close by, using the whirlpool as, for example, a way of travelling through the sea. Or maybe he was after Luffy, and he escaped somehow with the luck of the Nika fruit. Either way, the fact that we know that this guy uses whirlpools could link him to the very first one that we saw at the beginning of the series, along with the sun, making him all the more important potentially. Another significant example is what we see when the Straw Hat crew just so happen to arrive on the Grand Line. A weird place for a whirlpool to be. But anyway, let's move on. Another genius touch by Oda is the fact that the very nature of a whirlpool is a swirl. Looks familiar? The famous swirl pattern that we see everywhere in the series. Oda himself directly said how important circles and swirls are in that spicy SPS. Have a look. Now, check this out. We can notice the swirl is a clockwise motion, going one way, which we see, for example, with the Gomu fruit. However, the Gomu has a twin, the Yami, and the Yami's swirls rotate anti-clockwise instead. This is pretty cool since we know Blackbeard's fruit counters devil fruit abilities, rendering them useless. Let me know if you see any other fruits like that share this sort of relationship, either two or more, it'd be interesting. I haven't looked too much into it, but it'd be interesting to find. Sorry about the tangent, but you might find that pretty interesting, I thought, and it ties to the power of this character being a whirlpool, the sea's very own spiral. This could also be another thing that ties Killer to the man marked by flames. Apart from knowing about him and sharing a burn mark, Killer's weapon also has a spiral motion, similar to a whirlpool if you think about it. He also usually wears blue, which is obviously reminiscent of the sea. Lastly, I want to bring up Sol. Tons of people thought Sol was the man with the last Rode Poneglyph. Now, despite the fact that's unlikely, there's still some strange stuff going on in the background here. We speculated in our previous video about Killer being from Ohara and his connections to Sol, and basically we have a lot of ties to Ohara and its history going on currently, with Vegapunk, Robin, Dragon, Sol, Aokiji, and Killer all currently in the story. So the man marked by flames no doubt is also tied to Ohara, and might act as a peak for the arc, if you will. Or does this all mean that finally we're going to end up with Jin? Anywho, I have one more interesting find that I want to share with you regarding the black ship that the burn scar dude uses. This likely ties into the Black Corsair, an adventure novel set in the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy. The novel narrates exploits of Emilio Roxanera, Lord of Ventimiglia, known throughout the Spanish seas as the Black Corsair. He also allies himself with some of the greatest pirates and buccaneers of the era, vowing never to rest until he attains his vengeance. Could this be the inspiration Oda used to create such a character? I'll let you be the judge, but we'll probably find out soon, to be honest. To summarise, the man with the burn scar seems pretty important and could have ties that trace back to the beginning of the series. He uses a power which is super relevant and genuinely could affect the whole story. Notably, he attained the Rode Poneglyph somewhere between when Roger was killed and up until pre-time skip, which might give us a clue as to who it could be. But what I think personally is the man with the burn scar could be Saturn. He has the greyish hair of Nohara, has a scar on his left eye, like Killer and others, and has a cane which is twisted in the shape of a whirlpool. He's old enough to have affected the One Piece world for a long time, and such incredible power would only be featured with a strong character by Oda, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for today, peeps. I hope you like what we brought to you after analysing the chapter. Maybe you'll find this information useful. If you made it this far, I'll be sending you Korea's Secret to Youth directly to your door myself. Support your favourite creators, eat good, stay healthy, and peace.